Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. In this video, we'll be learning how to hide things in Excel, hide stuff. Sometimes we may want to make certain information hidden because such data are sensitive. Example, employee salaries, and sometimes we just want to hide certain objects in Excel just to declutter, maybe to give ourselves more space to work. Okay, so the first thing we'll be looking at is how to hide text in Excel. So hide text using the font color. Let's say in this sheet, we wanted to hide these values or these values over here, these cells. So you can highlight, you can go to the cell that you wanted to hide, or you can, if it is multiple cells, you can highlight them with your mouse, drag the mouse, and then you can use the font color to make it invisible. Okay, when you go to this drop down for the font, you just choose the white background. Okay, and it's invisible. But you will notice that although it is invisible, if you put your mouse or your focus on those fields, they will still be visible. The values will be visible at the formula bar, which is a good and a bad thing. Good thing because you still know it's there, it wasn't deleted, but just in case you have some delicate, sensitive information that you wanted to be invisible to the prying eyes of people behind you, walking behind you, then just be reminded that if you click on this or you bring your focus to that using your arrow key, then they will still be visible. Okay, that's the first technique we've learned how to hide things in Excel. The second is hide text using format cell. Okay, so we will still be hiding text. In this case, let's just imagine these are dollar values, these are numeric values. Let's just say in your company you wanted to hide or make invisible the salaries of employees. So you can do that on one cell, you could do that on multiple cells as well. Let's just say we will do for all these and make them invisible. This time, not choosing the font color technique, but something else. Okay, so what you do, you highlight those cells that you wanted to make invisible, and then you right click, and then somewhere below you go to format cells. This is out of view from what you're seeing right now because of my settings. It's okay, in this context menu, you just hover somewhere down below, you click on format cells, and then you will see this. Make sure you're on the number tab because there are a couple of tabs over here. You go to number tab and then you go to custom. Okay, once you're there, you go to this field under type. Okay, erase everything there, and in its place type 3 semicolons. 3 semicolons, and then you can see the values are still visible. When you click on OK, they become invisible. See, so like I mentioned, one use case for this is when you wanted to make invisible salaries of employees. Maybe you're in the accounting department, finance, you can do this. But just remember that even though they're invisible, same as in the first technique we've done, if you put your focus on those fields, they will still be visible, which is still a good thing because you know that they have not been deleted at all. Okay, this was accomplished by format cell technique, formatting the cell. Okay, so the third thing we're going to be learning here is how to hide a row or a column or multiple of each of them, multiple rows, multiple columns. Okay, as you know, the columns are the vertical elements, rows are the horizontal ones. If we wanted to hide a column, you click on the letter of that column. Okay, you don't go here, you click on the letter of that column, which is at the very top, even above the column heading. Okay, click on the letter of the column, right click, and then you say hide. You click on hide. Okay, so that's to hide. To unhide the column, you can, there are a couple of ways to do it. One is you can do this. So I highlighted both columns and then click this. See, it displays. Another way is right click. See, I highlighted, I don't see the column B, I have no choice in there. So I highlight A and C, right click, and then unhide. Now, what if you wanted to hide multiple columns? You cannot do that on non-adjacent or non-adjacent columns, meaning those not beside each other. You can only do that, this technique, on columns that are beside each other or adjacent. So let's just say I wanted to hide columns B and C. I will highlight both B and C with my mouse. Click, press the mouse and then drag it to highlight both. So you do that on the column letter, okay, BC. I will drag my mouse while it's pressed and then right click and then hide. Okay, to unhide, like I said, you can do this. You hover over these two columns and then just expand here. Okay, then you'll see it. So that is hiding multiple adjacent columns that are beside each other. Now we will try to hide a row. It has to be adjacent because if you see, if I try to, okay, let's just hide one row first. So I click on the row number. For the column is the letter. For the row, it is identified by a number 4, row number 4. So if I wanted to hide row number 4, I click on that number and then right click, hide. Somewhere in the context menu at the bottom, you will see hide. Now it's hidden. To unhide, you can do the same thing I've done in the column. You highlight the two adjacent columns, the ones beside column, adjacent rows, and then you click on this. Okay, the other way is you highlight these two rows, right click, and then in the context menu, you click on unhide. Okay, so let's just say if you wanted to hide multiple columns, I mean rows, which are not beside each other, that's not possible. Let's try that. 2, I press on Control and then 4, and then I right click. Actually, if you see in your context menu, you will not see an option for hide or unhide. It's not possible, it's not allowed. So what we will do is we can do that on adjacent rows or columns, even more than 2. See, I will be trying to hide rows 2 up to 6. So I highlighted all of them. I highlighted by dragging my mouse over the numbers of those rows, right click, and then hide. Okay, and then to unhide, the same thing. I drag my mouse over the rows which are beside those missing ones, and then I can either expand this, double click, or right click, unhide. Okay, so here in this technique, we've seen how to hide one or more rows and hide one or more columns. For the multiple ones, they have to be adjacent beside each other. The fourth thing we'll be learning is how to hide a sheet. As you know, in Excel, the whole file is called a workbook, but the tabs at the bottom are called sheets or worksheets. So we'll be learning how to hide a sheet. To hide a sheet, let's say we are here at this sheet number 4. We right click on that sheet, and then at the bottom of the context menu, let me show it. I will, so you can see. Okay, you see that? So if I right click on that sheet, you will see hide. So it will hide the sheet. To unhide that sheet or any other sheet for that matter, you just right click on any of these sheets at the bottom, right click on any, let's say here too, and then I will say unhide. When I do that, it will prompt me a dialog wherein I must choose which sheet or sheets to unhide. But anyway, you'll be able to unhide a sheet only one at a time. So in this case, I only have one hidden sheet right now, which is sheet number 4, and I will click on that. It's already clicked because there's only one, and then I will click on OK. And now it's shown again. To hide multiple sheets, you can use the good old in Windows, the use of the control key. So I will try to hide, let's say, sheets 2 and 5. I'm holding down my control key, but while control is held down, I will click on another sheet, 5. And then I right click, and then I will see hide. Okay, you can see it. I will make this smaller. You see the sheets 2 and 5 are selected using the control key. Now I right click and then I click on hide. See, so the 2 sheets have been hidden. Even if I show it here, I only have 1, 3, and 4. To unhide them, you can right click on any of these sheets, right click and then unhide, and it will prompt you what sheet to unhide, and you can only do it one at a time. So I will unhide 2, and then I will do the same thing on any sheet, unhide, and then I can just press enter because the focus is on the OK button. Okay, so it now redisplayed the 5 sheets. I mean the 2 sheets that were previously hidden. So here we've learned how to hide 1 or more sheets. Okay, the 5th thing we're gonna be learning is how to hide the ribbon. The ribbon in Microsoft Office is this area below the menu, which is like your toolbar. This is called the ribbon. So to hide the ribbon is quite easy. You go to the rightmost, you will see there a small up arrow, which if you'll point at it, the tooltip text will tell you it's collapsed the ribbon. So you, again, to hide the ribbon is the ribbon, the area underneath the menu or tabs. And then go to the right, there's a small arrow, which looks like an up arrow key, and then you click on that. So that will collapse or hide the ribbon area. Okay, so if you wanted to show again that ribbon, what you need to do is just click on any of the menu items or the tabs. They're also called tabs, they're also called menu items. You can click on any of the menu items except file. Why not file? If I click on file, see what it does. This is what it does. Okay, but if I click on any other menu item, it momentarily shows the ribbon. Okay, I click on any other tab, data, it will momentarily show the ribbon. Why momentarily? If I click somewhere else, then this ribbon will be gone. You see, it's gone. Click on it, and while it's there, go to the rightmost again and click on the push pin, and this will pin the ribbon back to where it belongs. See, it's there. And after you do that, you will see again the small arrow, which is used to hide the ribbon. Okay, so in this video, we've learned a couple of things: hiding stuff in Excel, hiding the text using two techniques, using the font color, using the form or format cell, hiding row or rows, hiding column or columns, which are adjacent to each other, hiding a sheet or hiding multiple sheets, and finally, how to hide the ribbon, which is the toolbar. Okay, I hope we've learned something new from this. I'm sure most of you know some, if not most, if not all of these techniques, but it's still good to know and be refreshed with this information on how to move around, how to handle stuff in Excel. Okay, so thank you for watching and thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.